What's up, and welcome to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. I'm your host, Kat Kozad, manifestation expert, money mindset and fulfillment coach, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur. Come sit with me while I spill the real tea on what it's like to practice using intentional manifestation, demystify all of the woo-woo and confusing bullshit that comes along with creating the life of your dreams, and give you a realistic view of what it's like to be on a personal, spiritual, and professional growth journey. The goal of this podcast is to support and guide you towards manifesting all of your dreams, shed light on the things that people are too scared to talk about, and encourage you to become the person who gets to have it all, be it all, and do it all. I am so happy you are here. Let's fucking do this thing. What's up, loves? Welcome back to another episode of the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. Y'all would fucking laugh if you could see the setup of recording the podcast today, because I am officially moved into my new apartment. I am so fucking happy and so grateful. But along with that, I am currently furnishing this place. I literally have only owned 2 suitcases in the past year. So literally rebuilding everything for my life, getting furniture, kitchen stuff, all of the things. And there's no couch. There's nothing in the living room currently. I have 2 stools and a bed at the moment. But because this new apartment has such high ceilings and it's so big and spacious and all the things, it is fucking echoey. So I am literally recording this podcast episode from my bathroom. My computer is up on my toilet and I have the microphone on a little stool. Oh man, freaking funny. But that is the setup that we have going on. But today on the podcast, as you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about what it takes to manifest the life of your dreams. Because as y'all know, if you hang out with me here on the No Bullshit Manifestation Show, I love to demystify all of the woo-woo, the confusing, the bullshit, the things that come along with manifestation that just truly aren't true, and make people feel as though there's only some people that can manifest the life of their dreams while others cannot. And if you do hang out with me, you know that that is not true whatsoever. We are all capable of manifesting the life of our dreams. Doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, doesn't matter what your background looks like, doesn't matter what your current circumstances look like. You have the power to transform your life. You have the power to manifest every single thing that you desire into your life. So what we're going to be talking about on this podcast episode is, in my opinion, what it actually takes to manifest the life of your dreams, cutting the bullshit out of it, and really just getting down to the nitty gritty of what it looks like on a day-to-day basis. So for anybody who is new, just quick recap. So back in 2019, I hit my personal rock bottom, and I was $70,000 in debt, working 60 plus hours a week in a job that I absolutely hated, living paycheck to paycheck, not making enough money to survive. And beyond my external circumstances, I just was genuinely hopeless. I thought that there was nothing else out there that could help me save myself, essentially, feel better, because I felt so shitty every single day and constantly feared that I would never feel happy again, that I would never reach this place where I could be at peace and feel contentment. And I just genuinely thought that I was going to live the rest of my life that way, and I didn't think I could do it. And so I had been praying to God, the universe, whatever was out there, whatever wanted to listen to me, because I didn't have a connection with God or the universe at that point. And I was if there's anything, please, please help me. And that's when intentional manifestation showed up in my life. And I had no clue what to do with it, but intuitively, it felt like something that I needed to put all of my focus and all of my attention into. And so I went all in on learning about intentional manifestation and how to incorporate it into my life. And through this, my life changed so drastically, so quickly. I started to cultivate the confidence and the love and the worth and the knowing inside of myself that I felt so disconnected from. And I learned how to create internal safety and have now, on my external reality, created a life full of complete financial freedom, consistently making multiple 5 figures a month, just got this dream apartment in New York City, have been able to travel around the world, do it in style, and genuinely live a life that I never thought was possible for me at one point. And the beauty of all of this is the fact that I don't share this story because I'm unique and I have some special power that you don't have. I share this story because you are so fucking capable of creating everything that I have and so much more. And what it takes to actually manifest the life of your dreams, in my opinion, comes down to 2 things. The first one is willingness, and the second is boldness. So willingness, what do I mean when I say willingness? What I mean is you have to have the willingness to do things that you've never done before. The willingness to get up and try and fail and get up again and continue to push forward. A willingness to take on new viewpoints, new perspectives, new beliefs, new ways of being. A willingness to really just step outside of your comfort zone, because the reality is, if you try to change your current life circumstances without changing anything in the way that you are approaching your life, the beliefs that you are thinking, the relationship that you have to yourself, the relationship that you have to money, others, the world, fear, judgment, failure, self-worth, all of these different things, then you are going to find yourself in the same patterns over and over and over again. And this is something actually super powerful to know, because a lot of the times we are unaware of the patterns that play out in our lives. Let's say you get into a toxic relationship, or you have a pattern of toxic relationships in your life where you, no matter how hard you try or how many guys or girls you end up dating, you seem to attract the same kind of person over and over and over again. And it may be really awesome at the get-go, but then it turns toxic at some point and you play out those same patterns. That is because you haven't changed your belief system. There's subconscious underlying beliefs, as well as probably energetic and emotional blockages inside of your body that are carrying the vibrational frequency that continues to attract and manifest those same sort of patterns into your life over and over again. Same with money. If you have wanted to increase your finances or get out of debt or whatever it may be, and you continue to play out the same pattern with your finances where things get really good, but then things are really bad again, or as soon as it feels like things are getting a bit better, then something comes and knocks you on your ass, that is because there is some sort of limiting belief, there is some sort of energetic blockage that is keeping you in that pattern of the past, and continuing to try to approach breaking those old patterns with the same approach that you have in the past is not going to work. And I keep saying that because I really want to hammer that home. It is not going to work. And in order for you to break those patterns, break those habits, you have to have the willingness to approach your life in a completely different way than you ever have before. You have to have the willingness to be the conscious and deliberate creator of your reality, who is very in tune with their thoughts, with their emotions, with their patterns, with the things that have been creating these less than ideal circumstances, so that then you can actually shift the way in which you are living. Because what happens when you do that is you take yourself out of the vibration that you've been in, you emitting out that vibrational frequency out into the universe, and what you've been attracting and manifesting back into your life based off of that vibrational frequency. And you start to shake shit up. You start to elevate. You start to ascend into a higher vibration. And by ascending into this higher vibration, then that is the energy that you are emitting out into the universe. That is your new set point of attraction. And because of that, the universal law of attraction states that you are going to attract back in like vibrational things. So like vibrational people, opportunities, experiences, money, things, whatever it may be, into your life to support that vibration in which you are living in. And because of this, and because of this willingness, it's a natural thing that happens. When you really start to dig into why you have been in the patterns that you've been in the past, so becoming aware of your current story, becoming aware of what created your current reality, and then from that point, healing the different things that have not been serving you, whether that be your relationship to yourself or not forgiving other people or past versions of yourself or changing your relationship with money or whatever it may be, then you start to shift this vibration. It's not like this thing where you have to sit down and write in your journal and meditate all day long and have specific rituals where you write things out 55 times a day for 5 days a week or whatever it may be. All of these like really bizarre manifestation methods that are posted all over like TikTok and YouTube and the internet and all of the things. It's like, no, this is a fucking natural thing. Manifestation is one of the most natural, if not the most natural thing that you can do aside from breathing. Like manifestation is not some magical thing, but what manifestation, intentional manifestation, you creating your dream life requires of you is this willingness to show up for it, even and especially when it doesn't make sense. And if you listen to the podcast, you hear me say that a lot. And I want to reemphasize on why I say this so much. It's like pursuing and having this willingness for your manifestations, even and especially when it doesn't make sense, because that's when you need it the most. When it doesn't make sense. Because if it made sense, you would have already done it. You'd already be living your dream life if it made sense. And because it doesn't, when you choose not to pursue your manifestations, have this willingness to step towards them even when it doesn't make sense, that is where you continue to play out the patterns of the past, because then you look to the logical and the practical. You look to what people have already done. You look to what is safe. And because you look to those things, you play out patterns of the past. You play out these familiar stories. Whereas if you are working on creating the life of your dreams, that is going to require you to step into the unknown. And the unknown has no rule book. It has no guidebook. It has no step-by-step playbook of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to feel and all of the different things. But that willingness to step into the unknown is what is necessary for you to create a new path towards all of the things that you desire. And with this, it's like with the willingness and choosing to pursue those manifestations, even and especially when it doesn't make sense, you're being led anyways. It's not like you're stepping out into the unknown and like you're going to be winging it and you have no fucking clue and it's all going to fall to shit. Like you are being led, and there is a reason that you have these desires in the first place, and it's because your intuition, your inner guidance system is calling you towards them. Your intuition is always trying to take you down the path of least resistance to receive your manifestations. But when we listen to the logical and the practical, we listen to the familiar, we listen to the past because we're fearful of the unknown and we do not have the willingness to step into the unknown, that is where our intuition gets shut down. And when your intuition gets shut down, then it feels like life is working against you versus working for you. It feels as though things are always getting in the way. Life is throwing its punches at you. There's no way out of the patterns that you've been living in. But the reality is that you have this inner guidance system inside of you each and every moment of every single day that is trying to guide you. And all you have to do is be willing to listen to it. Be willing to take that uncomfortable step. Be willing to invest in the coach. Be willing to say yes to that opportunity. Be willing to start the business. Be willing to do the inner work, whatever it may be for you in your life. If there has been a calling to it that doesn't make logical or practical sense, but it feels like a yes inside of your body, even if that yes feels like scary, or even if that yes feels like it's something that you want to proceed with caution with, that is okay. That yes inside of you, it feels expansive, even though it feels fucking scary. And that is your intuition. So again, like having the willingness to listen to that and follow that, even and especially when it doesn't make sense, that is where the universe can actually start to work for you, conspire in your favor, and really bring your manifestations together. Because one of the biggest things that I always see with the women who choose to come on board for the Abundant AF Babe Academy before they choose to join is they'll be like, oh, like it doesn't make sense financially. I can't do it. The money's not there, whatever it may be. And the reality of that is when you say no to an opportunity that you want because of your current financial circumstance or whatever circumstances you have going on in your life, what essentially you're doing is you're setting the energetic standard of what you're available for. So when we have these intuitive pulls, we have these things that we really feel called to do, but we say no to them, then we are setting the energetic standard of what we're available for. And we're saying, you know what, I want this, but I am not worthy of these things. So no, I'm not going to receive this. And the universe and your subconscious mind are always saying yes to you. So it's like when you say, no, I can't have this thing because it doesn't make sense for me to do it, the universe is going to say yes. The universe is like, word, cool, got it, message received. I'm not going to help you in gaining the financial backing or creating the perfect opportunity for you to be able to do this because you don't want it. Same with your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is then going to look for evidence as to why you cannot do this thing. But when you say yes to yourself, even and especially when it doesn't make sense, when you have that willingness, the universe says yes. And we do not wait for the universe to give us permission to be able to do something. That is not how it works. It's not like the universe is like, all right, here's all the resources. Now you can go do it. We have to give the universe permission to conspire in our favor. So when we say yes to something, when we take that leap of faith, when we do it before it makes sense, that is when the universe is like, word, this is what we're doing now. Okay, awesome. Let me send you the resources. Let me send you the money. Let me send you the people, the opportunities to support you in choosing to do this. And this is something that I see time and time again. It is like one of the craziest things. And at this point in my life, I just know that it's going to work this way. So I don't have the fear around taking the leap of faith like I used to. But I have taken so many leaps of faith where it's like, did I have the money to do half of the things that I've done in the past 3 years? Absolutely fucking not. I did not have the money to do it, but I chose to do it anyways because I knew that I was being pulled towards it. My intuition was calling me for it, and I had that willingness to pursue it even though I didn't have the financial backing to do so. I chose to take out loans. I chose to put it on credit cards. I chose to ask for support from family. And did that make logical or practical sense? Absolutely fucking not. But has choosing to pursue these things and invest in these different opportunities brought me a life wilder than my wildest dreams? Abso-fucking-lutely. And has my investment in myself come back to me tenfold? Abso-fucking-lutely. So it's like, again, just this willingness of pursuing your manifestations, even and especially when it doesn't make sense. Choosing to take that leap of faith, giving the universe permission to conspire in your favor instead of waiting around for the perfect opportunity to grace you, because that perfect opportunity only exists if you create it for yourself. So take that fucking leap of faith. Have that willingness to bet on yourself and choose the life that you want for yourself, even and especially when it doesn't make sense. And this then ties into the boldness. The boldness to say that you are worthy of having the life that you dream of, having that life that you know that you are so divinely worthy of. Because the universe favors the bold. Kind of like I'm saying with taking this leap of faith. Like, the universe favors the bold. The universe favors those who pursue their heart and soul, and the universe will always catch you in this experience. Like, another example of this for me is I'm from a town of literally like less than 5,000 people. Growing up, like very, very early years of life, there was 2,500 people in the town when the university was in session, and then like 5,000 people when the university was. And it made no sense to me at the age of 14 that I wanted to move to New York City. Growing up in this tiny little town, going from a town of less than 5,000 people to a city of 8 million made no fucking sense. Made no logical or practical sense. And as I continued to get closer to myself, come home, listen to my intuition, and really depend and rely on my own inner guidance system and believe in the fact that I was capable of manifesting anything and everything that I wanted into my life, I was bold enough to make this move anyways. And I will tell you, to the day of moving to New York City, I was fucking terrified. I was terrified, even though I knew that this is what I wanted. The idea of going from such a small town to such a massive city was incredibly overwhelming. But again, like I was talking about with our intuition, it feels like a yes. It feels expansive inside of us, even though it still has that terrifying feeling sometimes, even though it feels like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? And choosing to do that anyways, I've been given a life that like genuinely is greater than anything I could have ever imagined for myself. I understand why my intuition was guiding me here. I understand why I always had that pull inside of me to live here, because I am ignited here. I am lit up. I feel like the greatest version of myself. Like, this is my own personal vortex. I am obsessed with this place, but I wouldn't have had this experience if I wasn't bold enough to say yes to my heart's desires. And I wouldn't have taken action towards making this a reality. And again, like saying yes to all of these opportunities that really led up to it, investing in the coaches, learning about intentional manifestation, doing the healing work, doing all of these different things that really added up to being able to say yes and saying yes to being bold. So coming back to like original thing that we've talked about in this podcast episode is like what it takes to actually manifest the life of your dreams is a willingness to pursue it and a bold spirit in the midst of it. If you can be bold enough to show up for your manifestations, to get turned down, to be rejected, to feel like you're failing, to walk through judgment and still know that this is what you want for yourself, that is undeniably where you will attract and receive every single thing that you desire. And you have to ask yourself, like, how badly do I want it? How badly do I want it? Because if you want it badly enough, you will fucking make it happen. You will do whatever it is in your being to make it happen. But you have to want it for yourself. And that definitely goes against like what a lot of traditional manifestation and law of attraction resources talk about, which is like being completely unattached, not wanting it, letting it go, X, Y, and Z. But it's like, no, you have to be committed to this. You have to have that willingness and that boldness. And therefore, you have to want it really fucking badly. And in the midst of that process, of course, you can learn to be unattached to the outcome. You can learn to release the resistance, release the obsession with receiving it, but you have to fucking want it for yourself. You have to want this life. You have to want your manifestations and be willing to, again, pursue them with that boldness. If you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. You will find out the resources, you will connect with the right people, you will take the steps, you will work with the coach, you will do whatever it is to make it happen. And that's where I have stood on this journey this entire time. I have wanted it so fucking badly for myself. I have wanted the life that I have dreamed of my entire life. And because of that, I am now here living it. So let this be your reminder and let this be your sign that you are capable of manifesting every single fucking thing that you want into your life. And yes, I have said fuck a lot on this podcast episode because I want you all to really get how serious I feel about this. I fucking mean it, that you are capable of having, being, and doing every single thing that you desire in your life if you are willing to pursue it and if you are willing to pursue it with a bold spirit. You are capable. And if you're listening to this, you are also called. You are called to do it. You wouldn't be listening to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show if you were not called to do it. So again, let this be your sign. This is your fucking time. There's no greater time to do it than now because later turns into never. And this is the one and only life that you get in this human body. So why would you waste any time not pursuing your heart to the fullest capacity? This is all we get, this one shot inside of this human body. There aren't dress rehearsals. There are no do-overs. This is it. So showing up for your life like this is it. Having that willingness, pursuing, going for it, that is what is going to give you the life of your dreams. Not sitting around and journaling all day, not sitting around and meditating all day. Are those things valuable tools? Absolutely. But that is not what is going to manifest your dream life. You breaking these patterns of the past, you being willing to pursue the things that you desire, and you showing the fuck up for it with this bold spirit. That is what is going to manifest the life of your dreams. So with that being said, I first want to thank all of the women who have been messaging me on Instagram and letting me know how much the podcast has transformed your life. Like, so many micro and macro transformations from this podcast. I've literally had women reach out to me and tell me that they've manifested over $50,000 from listening to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. I have had ladies that have manifested their dream homes, their dream weddings. They have manifested like college tuition, so many fucking cool things from listening to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. And what I want to say to all of you who listen to this show, who get so much from it, whether it be micro or macro transformations, is like, if you are getting this much from my free content, you can only imagine what will happen for you when you choose to join the Abundant AF Babe Academy. What happens inside of my paid container is a complete energetic up level from what you get on the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. Like, absolutely fucking life-changing transformation. And with that being said, there is only a few days left to join the Abundant AF Babe Academy before enrollment closes. And this is the last time you can join the Abundant AF Babe Academy until well into 2023. And I mean that. There's nobody who is going to be able to join after November 30th. So if you have been on the fence, if you've been considering it, first of all, feel free to message me. I am always here. I'm happy to answer your questions. I would love to just chat with you and have this conversation of if you think it is a good fit for you and if you have any fear surrounding why you may not think it is, just reach out to me. I would love to have that conversation with you and guide you and support you and have us both decide together if this is a great fit for you. And if you know that you are so fucking ready for it, if you've been sitting on the fence and you're just like, okay, now is my time, you can also go directly to the website and join from the webpage. All of the different payment plan options are available and listed for you there. And then lastly, if you want to hop on a consultation call with me, see me face to face and chat about this on Zoom, we can also do that. The link to book in a consultation call is listed down below in the show notes. But again, just bringing it back and circling back on this conversation, what you manifesting the life of your dreams requires of you is a willingness and a boldness. So if you have been wanting to join the Abundant AF Babe Academy and you've been feeling so fearful to do so, but your intuition, your inner guidance system has been saying to you, this is it, then following that. Because what happens when you choose to follow that, even though it may not make logical or practical sense, even though you may not have the money for it right now, choosing and finding a way to do so will change your life forever. This is the exact situation that I was in when I first hired my first manifestation coach. I didn't have the money to work with her. I put that shit on a credit card. And it is the best money I have ever spent because now I am living the life of my dreams. I learned all about how to use intentional manifestation and make this dream a reality. So again, all of the links are down below in the show notes. Feel free to send me a message over on Instagram if you have any questions or if you want to just have a conversation and see if this is a perfect fit for you. And that's all I got for you on this podcast episode, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sending you all of my love. Oh my gosh, thank you for listening to today's episode. I'm so grateful to have these no bullshit talks with you. If you enjoyed today's episode or the podcast as a whole, please spread the love by leaving me a review on iTunes or sharing the podcast with others. This is how I will be able to spread more of these good vibes and be able to make more of an impact on the lives of others. And if you're not already part of all of the goodness and communities that I have to offer, check out the show notes. I have links to the different ways that I can support you on your manifestation journey and help you live a life full of more money, fulfillment, and freedom. But that is all for now. So big love and hugs, and I will chat with you soon, babe.